Hello and welcome to BillInvo, powered by PixelBloom Tech. Let's take a look at how BillInvo can simplify your invoicing process. So we open Google, then we search billinvo.co.ke. You get the search results. This one should take you to the landing page of our quotation and invoicing tool. Here we are on the BillInvo landing page. You can get started with 2 free invoices and 2 free quotations, and only pay if you need more than that. But for this particular video, our focus is on the free choice, where you don't even have to create an account to create your document. While our focus is on the invoices, let's first look at the quotation, because often at times when a quotation will come before an invoice, someone will first ask for a quotation and the invoice will only come later if they approve your quotation. So to create our invoice, you just scroll a little bit. You see we are on the landing page. Just on the landing page, you get this section where you have the template and you can start editing yours so that you can create the appropriate quotation for your case. Okay, before we begin preparing our quotation, please note that all the company details, including the client, contact, tax, and payment information used in this demonstration, is fictional and provided for demonstration purposes only. With that out of the way, let's create our quotation. Let's first start with the company details. Again, I'll use fictional information for this demonstration, starting with the business name, address, phone number, and email. We can also add the business VAT, our PIN, and upload the company logo so the quotation reflects the business identity. Next, we'll enter the quotation details. We'll give the quotation its reference number, say the date it was issued, and specify how long the quotation will remain valid. These details help both the business and the client keep track of the quotation. Now we'll add the client's details. Here we can enter the client's company name, contact person, and their contact information together with the relevant tax details and address. We also have the option to add a separate shipping address when the delivery address is different from the billing address. For this example, I'll add a separate shipping address to demonstrate that option. Now we can add the products or services we are quoting for. For this example, I'll add website design and development, domain and hosting setup, and website maintenance. We can specify the quantity and unit price for each item, and BillInvo calculates the total for us. If you want to delete an item, you just use the delete icon. We can then configure the quotation settings. Here, we can select the currency and specify any discount on all tax that applies. BillInvo then gives us a clear breakdown of the subtotal, discount, tax, and final. We can select the currency, the discount, and the tax. We can also determine if it's VAT inclusive or VAT exclusive. We can also add notes and terms to provide any additional information the clients need to know about the quotation. Add where payment information needs to be included. We can add the relevant payment details to the quotation. For this demonstration, I'm using fictional payment information. Once we are done entering the information, we can preview our quotation to see if there are fields that may need to be changed. If not, unfortunately, we cannot download because this feature is only available to account holders, which leaves us with an option to email the PDF. So we email. For this demonstration, I am using a fictional email. Before sending, BillInvo verifies the email address with a confirmation code. Your document has been emailed successfully. Now we can review our downloaded document, and it has the details that we were looking for, and we can easily share it with our client. If after sharing the quotation with your potential client, you get an approval, you can sync it directly to an invoice using this feature. It transfers the quotation details into the invoice, so we don't have to enter the same information again. As you can see, the information from our quotation has been carried from the quotation side to the invoice side, ready for editing. In our case, we need to edit the QT because this is for the quotation. Again, the invoice number may differ. So in our case, we edit that. We may leave the rest. The date will also change. That's 7th. So this invoice will be valid until 7th September 2026. This can also change because now it's no longer a quotation. Now we are dealing with an invoice. Again, this invoice. But you can see for the better part of the information, we have not had to retype again. It's just a few edits. Yeah. So far we have seen that the guest experience allows you to create and work with the quotation and the invoice. You can also email these documents to respective people. But again, you cannot download either the invoice or the quotation because you do not have an account. Again, now you can go ahead and follow the email process to now email the invoice to your client. So once you enter the email, verify your verification code. You will receive now the invoice again in your inbox. On verifying your code, your email document will be shared to the email address that you've shared. So you can visit the email and download it. Let's do that. Now let's see our downloaded invoice. The previous quotation, now we have the invoice. As you can see, it has the same details we no longer have the terms because they are not applicable, but you can equally add the terms of the invoicing. The number has changed from QT to IN, the dates, and now you can equally send it to your client. We have created the invoice. We have created the quotation, sent it into the invoice, and shared both documents via email to the client. For guests, this particular case of ours, the invoice has been created and worked with directly in the browser. Therefore, if you come back again, you will not have the information of this particular invoice. However, for account holders, these documents are stored in your account where you can review them later, edit them accordingly, sync, download, or email them. And that's BillInvo. From creating and customizing your quotation to emailing it to your client and then syncing it directly into an invoice, the goal is simple. Make business billing easier without having to start every document from scratch. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next guide.